City Council to order. Please stand and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilors, I just want to take a moment, if we could, a moment of silence. Mr. Caesar Aliman passed away, Ward 1 resident. Of course, his wife Marta taught at Brockton High School for many, many years, and Mr. Aliman was Consulate General for Panama, and they lived up in Ward 1, and Mr. Aliman unfortunately passed, and tonight he was waked at Russell Tudor, survived by 3 daughters and some son-in-laws. So if we could just take a moment to remember him. May he rest in peace. Our thoughts are with his family. Councilors, Councilor Bond is actually out of state. Councilor Stansky and Councilor Monahan are both under the weather this evening, so they will not be joining us. We will be going on to agenda item number 1, please.
The acceptance of the minutes of the August 28, 2017 council meeting.
Accept and place on file.
The appointment of Claudia Danielle, 28 Bigney Ave, Brockton, to the Brockton Commission on Women's Issues for a 2-year term ending October 2019.
Referred to Finance Committee.
Appointment of Richard Johnson, 35 Longwood Ave, Brockton, to the Brockton Redevelopment Authority for a term of 5 years.
That too referred to Finance Committee.
Of G. Baptiste Fleury of City Hall Plaza, Brockton, as the Constable of the City of Brockton for a term of 3 years.
Referred to Finance.
Petition of Eddie A1, DBA A1 Restorations for a motor vehicle mechanical repair license located at 287 North Montello Street, Unit Number 1.
Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. If there's anyone here in favor, please come forward and state your name.
My name is Eddie A1. I'm a resident of Brockton.
Good evening, Mr. A1.
Good evening.
Do you have any statement or anything?
No, I'm just here for my license. I've been a resident of Brockton all my life. I have several businesses here and properties, and that's all.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. A1? Mr. Falwell.
Yes, excuse me, good evening.
Good evening.
Councilors, eventually I'll ask that these be referred to public safety, but I have a couple of questions for Mr. A1. As I understand it, you want 3 separate licenses in your name for units 1, 3, and 4, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so you don't have anyone in there at least in 1 or more of those, am I right?
I just, I have one for myself. I just keep my antique cars in there. So I'm going to get a repair license for that. I just evicted 2 people out of 2 of the units, but as you know, there's a little issue with the repair license. So I'm putting them under my name so we don't lose them. So I had 2 people, I just evicted them.
But I guess to drill down to my question, and we can get into it more in public safety.
Yep.
At the present time, basically you're applying for these licenses so that eventually, when and if you get a tenant, you can transfer them to them.
Well, right now, I have 2 tenants in 5 places. The 2 tenants that are there, they're taking over another one, and the other tenant is taking over the other one. So out of 5 units, there'll only be 2 tenants, and I have the existing 6th one. So that will be mine. So I'll have 2 tenants, but they're all separate units. So each one, I guess, has to have its own repair license.
All right, do you have a tenant under agreement for Unit 1?
That would be me, yes.
Okay, do you have a tenant under agreement for Unit 3?
Yes.
You do. And you have a tenant under agreement to lease Unit 4?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, the rest I can take up in public safety, and I don't know if we're doing these collectively or individually.
No, we're going to do it individually.
Okay. Then I'll wait until the end and refer them all to public
Thank you,
safety.
Council. Any other questions for Mr. A1? Anyone else here in the chamber in favor? Anyone else? Third and final. Anyone else here in favor? I'm going to close that part of the hearing. Anyone here in opposition to this matter? Anyone here in the chamber in opposition? Third and final. I'm going to close that matter. Sir? Please come forward and state your name to the clerk and to the podium.
My name is Don. I live in 283 North Montello. And I would like to ask, what is the time of the business, the hours time, the business?
I couldn't answer that. Each business has their own hours.
Because I live next to his shop. It's open like every day, holiday, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, like morning is, my kid was
So we won't, at this specific hearing, we won't designate any type of conditions or restrictions. It will be referred to the Public Safety Committee of the City Council. At that time, 5 members sit on that board. It's chaired by Mr. Council-at-Large Farwell. You can come there, they can discuss that, they can then attach conditions to the license, and it would be sent back here eventually for a final vote. But in this one, we're not, but we want to take your information that will be passed on to the Public Safety Committee.
Yeah, okay, because I'm here for my dad. He's he don't like the shop over like open next to close to my house.
He stood up for opposition.
If he's in opposition to it, he's granted to Sherry, doesn't have to wait for,
But we won't attach a conditions until public safety.
if we grant the license.
Right, if we grant the license, correct.
Yeah, my dad, I have like children, and my dad is old, and the shop next door is bothering him, and he want to come here because he don't like the shop like too close, it's too noisy.
Too noisy.
Yeah. So if the shop open like on the other side, I got no problem, but too close is.
Yeah, the license that I'm going for is the same garage license. So it's on the other side of the doors. And I think I talked to your dad in respects to that, for the back doors being open. And I told the tenants to keep them closed. I don't know if they're doing that or not. So I can address it to them when like tomorrow. Try
Yeah.
to keep the noise level down. Because I think I think what he's saying is the doors out back, the exit doors, they leave them open for circulation. So when the compressor's on or the air guns are going, I think that's what you're hearing, is the compressor and the air guns,
And then they open
machines.
they open very late, like 12
Right.
o'clock, 1
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know their hours of operation on that.
If I could, Mr. Chairman, just a point of information. You've evicted them, so there's no one in 2 of those units?
Yeah, but there's still 2 other businesses in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they open like on the other side, I got no problem. We got
Yeah.
no problem. Yeah.
Okay.
I just have one last question, perhaps for our legislative council to research, and that is that if in fact Mr. A1 has people under agreement who are going to be operating there, then should they be the ones applying for the license as opposed to 3 separate licenses for him? And I don't know the answer to that, and I would have to defer to legislative council.
And we'll have Attorney Resnick research that and get back to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Report back to the Public Safety Committee.
Thank you.
Any other questions, councilors, on this matter? Is there anyone, I don't think I closed that. Anyone else here in opposition, third and final time? That part of the hearing is closed. I entertain a motion.
Motion to refer to public safety?
Second.
It's a motion, properly second, to send this matter to public safety. All in favor? All opposed? That motion carries. That matter is referred to public safety. We'll go on to the next agenda item, please.
Petition of Betty A1 DBA A3 Motorworks for a motor vehicle mechanical repair license located at 287 North Montello Street, Unit 3.
Time having arrived, I declare that part of the hearing open. Is anyone here in favor? If so, please again, state your name, Mr. A1.
My name is Eddie A1, applying for a repair license at 287 North Montello Street.
Councilors, any questions to Mr. A1 relative to this matter? Seeing none, is there anyone else here in the chamber in favor? Second time. Anyone here in favor? Third and final time. Anyone here in favor about this matter? Part of the hearing's closed. Anyone here in opposition? Anyone here in opposition? Sir, are you in opposition to this matter as well? The one that you just spoke about, the other one, are you going to talk about this one as well, or?
Yeah, just my dad, he's, like I pointed earlier, yeah, the shop next is very close to my house, and they open very late, like open every day. 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, they're still walking, I still have some noise, and my kid, at this season, my kid goes to school and stuff.
We appreciate your concerns.
Yeah.
So it's the similar concerns as what you stated on the previous agenda item? Same concerns?
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Anyone else here? Anyone else here in opposition? Third and final time. That part of the hearing is closed. Councilors, I'm entertaining a motion.
Motion to refer to public safety.
Second.
So motion was properly second. Refer agenda item 6 to public safety. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, that motion carries. That agenda item is referred to public safety. Number 7, please.
Petition of Eddie A1, DBA A4 Automotive for a motor vehicle mechanical repair license located at 287 North Montello Street, unit number 4.
Time out arrived. We're going to declare that part of the hearing open. If there's anyone here in favor, please come forward and state your name for the clerk.
88-1, I'm a resident of Brockton, and I'm looking for a repair license for the same unit.
Thank you, Mr. A1.
Thank you.
Councilors, any questions? Anyone else here in favor? Anyone else here in favor? Third and final time. Anyone here in favor about this issue? Part of the hearing's closed. Anyone here in opposition? Are you also in opposition to this matter too, sir? If you just want to come to state it to the record again. You just have to come to the podium if you are. Okay. Anyone else in the chamber in opposition? Third and final time. That part of the hearing's closed. I entertain a motion.
Motion to move to public safety.
Second.
Motion made, properly second, refer agenda item number 7 to public safety. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, that motion carries. 5, 6, 7, referred to public safety. Thank you. We'll move on to number 8, please.
Petition of Verizon
Thank you very
Delivery,
much.
Inc. and Mass Electric Company, DBA National Grid, to install a new subpole number 24-1-84 on Summer Street, 20 feet west of existing pole at 24-1, in order to remove a guide wire attached to a tree from pole number 24-1.
Time having arrived, I declare the hearing open. If there's anyone here in favor, please come forward and state your name. Good evening, sir. You here for the utility companies?
Correct. I'm
Your
from
name?
National Grid. My name's Simon Young. I'm an engineer representing Peter Ng. He's the engineer that kind of designed this removal of this tree guy per the city's request, and we're going to install a new stub pole and anchor in place of this guy to support the existing pole on the street.
Any questions, councils? Anyone else here in favor on this matter?
I just have a question. I'm not for or against.
Okay. Please come forward and state your name.
My name is Sandra Brown, and I own the property at 185 Summer Street.
Thank you for being
I
here.
received a letter relative to this. I would like to know where the stub pole is going to be positioned in relationship to the tree that currently has the guy wire attached.
Sir, can you answer that question?
It should either be staked or it's pre-marked on the ground. If it's on concrete, it'll be properly pre-marked with the X with the National Grid NG on the ground, and it'll be relatively parallel to where the tree currently is. So it'll be in front of the tree. It'll be the same angle as how it is currently guided.
Okay, so it's going to be close to where the tree is right now.
Correct.
Okay, is the tree coming down?
I think the city requested this
Okay,
removal, so I
So
think...
basically, the stub pole is going to replace the tree
Correct,
in that
She's familiar
place.
with it.
correct.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Ma'am, we have a schematic if you want to look at it.
Sidewalk.
Would you like to look at it?
I was told it was,
Mr. Clerk will bring it right down to you. Thank you.
Maybe that one is. You took a look at that, because this is my street too.
Oh, it's similar. Similar to what I have, yeah. It should be near the road.
So basically, it's
I think
just...
that's your...
Council, it's just point of information. It's a
Yes.
schematic that was filed with the clerk, just showing as is currently and how it will be projected in the future.
The tree is approximately right here. Okay. That satisfies me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here tonight as well, ma'am. Thank you. Anyone else here in the chamber in favor of this? Third and final time. Anyone here in favor? That part of the hearing is closed. Anyone here in opposition? Anyone here in opposition? Third and final time. Anyone here in opposition? We're going to vote on this. We'll vote on this at the end of the meeting.
Okay,
Thank you for being here tonight.
okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We're going to go on to the next agenda item, please.
We have the report of the Finance Committee for its meeting of September 20th, 2017.
Accepted and placed on file.
Report of the Public Safety Committee for its meeting of September 20th, 2017.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have communication from the Chief of Police Department requesting authorization to expend grant monies related to the fiscal 2018 State 911 Department Trade and Emergency Medical Dispatch Grant in the amount of $175,649.39.
Accepted and placed on file.
Have a communication from the mayor recommending the same.
That too is accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the CFO relative to this.
Also accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the city auditor certifying the balance of the stabilization fund is $6,200,000 $640,236.70 as of September 13, 2017.
Accept and place on file.
We have a communication from the mayor in accordance with Mass General laws recommending an appropriation of $1,964,000 from the stabilization fund to fiscal 17 police personal services retroactive payment, including all overtime, $644,000, fiscal 18 police personal services other than overtime, $1,190,000, fiscal 18 police personal services overtime, including impact and license overtime, minus $130,000, in order to fund the current and retroactive costs, inclusive of overtime, for the first 2 fiscal years of the proposed contract between the City of Brockton and the Brockton Police Patrolmen's Union for the period July 1, 2016 through June 30th, 2018. This is a 3-year contract through June 30th, 2019, which essentially mirrors the contract for the same period with Firefighters Union funded as part of the fiscal 18 budget.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the CFO relative to the same. However, there is a conditional certification. That would be that this appropriation provides funding for 2 years, fiscal 17, fiscal 18, of a 3-year contract. The certification for the 3rd year of the contract, fiscal 19, cannot be provided as the present funding depends upon drawing on reserves which may not be replenished. This is a conditional certification for fiscal 19.
That's accepted and placed on file.
We have an ordinance amending Chapter 27 of the revised ordinances, City of Brockton, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Brockton. Chapter 27 zoning is hereby amended by adding the following new article, Article 19, moratorium, the regulations and taxations of marijuana act, and Council December 12, 2016. Read and refer the Committee on Planning and Ordinance, and Council August 28th. Question was on an amendment. The amendment carried by a hand vote, passed with 3rd read as amended. The recommendation is favorable from the Planning and Ordinance as amended.
Councilors, the question is on ordination of the ordinance as amended by a roll call vote. Mr. Clerk, if you could kindly read the roll.
Counsel Azak?
Yes.
Beauregard?
Yes.
Cruz?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
Ordinance as amended is hereby passed.
Take your time.
Next item, Mr. Clerk.
An ordinance amending Chapter 27 zoning of the revised ordinances of the City of Brockton by adding Article 18, Thatcher Street Smart Growth Overlay District, TSSGOD, in Council March 29th, 2017. Referred to the Committee on Ordinance and Planning. Favorable by Ordinance and Planning with stipulations.
Councilor Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. Due to the fact that Councilor Studensky, and this is in his ward, is unable to be here tonight, make a motion to postpone to the next full council meeting.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded that we're postponing this item to the next full city council meeting, which will be in October. All in favor by hand vote? Opposed? It's postponed until the October meeting. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
The appointment of Kenneth Gallagher, 25 Messina Drive, Brockton, Mass., to the Traffic Commission pursuant to the City of Brockton Ordinance, Section 466, for a term of 3 years, in Council August 28, 2017. Read and refer to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report is favorable.
Questions on confirmation by roll call vote. Mr. Clerk, Madam Clerk, if you could kindly read the roll.
Azak?
Yes.
Beauregard?
Yes.
Cruz?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
Reappointment is hereby adopted, councilors.
Reappointment of Morton Schaffer, 60 Ermit Drive, Brockton, to the Traffic Commission pursuant to the City of Brockton Ordinance, Section 466, for a term of 3 years, in Council August 28, 2017. Referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report is favorable.
Question is on a confirmation by a roll call vote. Madam Clerk, if you could kindly read the roll.
Azak?
Yes.
Beauregard?
No.
Cruz?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Oh, I missed Lally.
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
7 in the affirmative, 1 in the negative.
Reappointment is hereby adopted, councilors.
A transfer of $20,000 from fiscal 18 budget of cemetery for ordnance maintenance of goods and supplies to cemetery personal services other than overtime, and council August 28, 2017. Refer to the Committee on Finance. That report is favorable.
Questions on adoption by roll call vote? Madam Clerk, kindly read the roll.
Asak?
Yes.
Beauregard?
Yes.
Cruz?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
Transfer is hereby adopted.
We have an appropriation of $500 from the Enbridge Foundation to City of Brockton Fire Department Enbridge Foundation Grant Fund, and council August 28, 2017. Refer to the Committee on Finance. That report is favorable.
Questions on adoption by a roll call vote? Madam Clerk, kindly read the roll.
Asak?
Yes.
Beauregard?
Yes.
Cruz?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
Appropriations hereby adopted.
Ordered in reference to Article 3, Section 2-110, City of Brockton Ordinance, Waiver of Residency, in council July 24, 2017. Read and refer to Standing Committee on Finance. That report is favorable.
Council Falwell.
Mr. President, I was going to ask that this be referred back to ordinance, but I'm going to let this go through, and I'm just going to reiterate what I learned from Officer Healy rather than send it all the way back. From what Officer Healy tells me, everyone who has been appointed to the police department has been told that your time for the waiver of residency under the collective bargaining agreement begins from your first date of paid employment in the bargaining unit. I have nothing against the officer who has put in for this request, but we're getting into a collective bargaining area. You heard me speak about this at FinCom, and I just feel uncomfortable that we're injecting ourselves into an issue that should be settled between the parties during the collective bargaining process. The two issues that were raised for this waiver were we can save money on daycare, number one, and number two, that the gentleman had worked for the school department prior to the police department, and he wanted those years to count. And if we do this, then every other person who may have been appointed to the police department and has prior service with the city, and who might be able to save some money because of daycare, we would have to grant the same waiver. You have to be uniform and consistent. You can't pick and choose which individuals are going to be granted some special consideration. So, as I always, as I always say, I respect however anyone votes in the chamber, but I'm going to have to vote no simply because I do not believe we should get into this area that should be reserved for the parties at the bargaining table. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Falwell. Questions on adoption by a roll call vote? Madam Clerk, kindly read the roll.
Asak?
No.
Beauregard?
No.
Cruz?
No.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
No.
Lally?
No.
Rodriguez?
No.
Sullivan?
No.
7 in the negative, 1 in the affirmative.
The order fails.
Resolved to invite Brockton Police Chief, Mr. John Crowley, to discuss operations of the department to the City Council. In council, July 24, 2017. Referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report is favorable.
Questions on adoption by a roll call vote? Madam Clerk, kindly read the roll.
Asak?
Yes.
Beauregard?
Yes.
Cruz?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
Resolve is hereby adopted.
Petition of Joseph Sostra Diaz for a garage license located at 71 Plain Street, Brockton. In City Clerk's office, May 31st, 2017. Hearing is signed for August 28, 2017 at 8 p.m. And Council Chambers, August 28, 2017. Hearing held. Fire Department had no objections, and Public Safety recommended favorable. This is on a garage license.
Councilors, the question is on granting. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, motion carries. 25 is hereby granted.
We have the petition of Joseph Sostra Diaz for a motor vehicle repair mechanical located at 71 Plain Street in City Clerk's office, May 31st, 2017. Hearing is signed August 28th, 2017, 8 p.m. And Council August 28th, hearing held. Council Barnes, motion to refer to Public Safety, properly seconded. Public Safety's recommendation is favorable, and this is a mechanical repair license.
Question is on granting. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Motion carries. It's granted.
Petition of Joseph Sostra Diaz for a motor vehicle repair body license located at 71 Plain Street, Brockton, in City Clerk's office, May 31st, 2017. Hearing is signed for August 28th, 2017, 8 p.m. In council, August 28th. Councilor Barnes' motion to refer to Public Safety, properly seconded. Public Safety has recommended favorably, and I believe there was a discussion as to the license being given to them once the proper equipment is installed for spray painting and bonding, and I think it was agreeable with the individuals involved.
So the question is on granting with the conditions attached thereto. All in favor of granting with the conditions attached thereto?
Yeah.
All opposed? It is granted with the conditions attached to the petition thereto.
We have an appropriation of $1,964,000 from the stabilization fund to fiscal 17 police personal services retroactive payment, including all overtime, $644,000. Fiscal 18 police personal services other than overtime, $1,190,000. Fiscal 18 police personal services overtime, including impact and license overtime, $130,000. And this is the one that has the conditional certification for fiscal 19.
Further Finance Committee.
We have an appropriation of $175,649.39 from the Mass Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, State 911, Department Training Grant, and EMD Regulatory Compliance Grant, to City of Brockton Police Department, State 911 Training Grant, and EMD Regulatory Compliance Grant Fund.
That's referred to Finance.
Ordered that the City Council acquire the most current list of city use foreclosed and deeded properties presently in a possession of the City of Brockton from the Treasurer Collector.
Referred to Finance Committee.
Resolved to invite the Chair of the Traffic Commission and the Commissioner of the Department of Public Works to discuss the procedures involved with both the winter parking ban and the snow emergency policies and their implementations to prepare for the upcoming season.
Referred to Finance Committee.
Granting of Verizon, New England Inc. and Mass Electric Company, DBA National Grant to install a new sub-pole number 24-1-84 on Summer Street, 20 feet west of existing pole at 24-1, in order to remove a guide wire attached to a tree from pole number 24-1 per City of Brockton request.
Question on granting by a hand vote. All in favor?
Oh, yes.
All opposed? It's hereby granted. I believe we have a few late files.
We do?
We have a late file from the city auditor certifying the balance of the stabilization fund is $6,640,236.70, resolved September 13. I'm sorry, no, go right ahead.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have the chairman of the License Commission requesting a transfer, $20,000 from the stabilization fund to licensed personal services other than overtime due to unanticipated retirement separation costs of the administrative assistant position. The License Commission is currently staffed only by the administrative assistant position.
Council Falwell.
Mr. President, given the need for this transfer, which is caused in part by the retirement of an employee who had some severance benefits due. She had worked here 40 years. I'd like to move suspension of the rules and act on this evening. If that's-
Council, when we get to the transfer, we will. This is the mere communication. So.
My apologies.
No, duly noted. The communication is accepted and placed on file.
Okay. Now we'll go, the communication from the mayor recommending the same.
That's also accepted and placed on
And a
file.
communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Then we have a transfer of $20,000 from the stabilization fund to licensed personal services other than overtime.
Mr. President, ditto.
There's a motion on the floor properly seconded to take this transfer order and act on the suspension of rules. All in favor of acting on the suspension of rules? All opposed? It carries. Now it's going to come before us. The question is on adoption by a roll call vote.
Asak?
Yes.
Beauregard?
Yes.
Cruz?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The transfer is hereby adopted.
Mr. President, I move reconsideration in the hope that does not prevail.
Second.
Motion made, properly second, reconsideration, hopes it doesn't prevail. All in favor of reconsideration? All opposed? Reconsideration does not prevail.
We have an ordinance amending Chapter 17, Article 4, Division 2, Historical District Commission, and Division 3, Certificates of Appropriateness, Non-Applicability, or Hardship.
Refer it to Ordinance Committee.
An ordinance amending Chapter 20, Streets and Sidewalks of the revised ordinance of the City of Brockton. Now therefore be it ordained that Chapter 20, Article 4, Section 5, Subsection B of the revised ordinances of the City of Brockton be deleted in its entirety and be replaced.
Refer to Ordinance Committee.
Okay, good.
And Planning Committee, please.
Okay.
Or Planning Board. Referred to both respective bodies.
Mr. President,
Counselor.
I also have 2 late files in the hands of the clerk that I'd ask for permission to, needs just to be referred to finance, not to be acted on this evening, if there's no objection.
Duly noted, no objection. We'll move forward.
Okay, that the city authorizes the mayor to enter into the discussions between the City of Brockton and the Town of Avon for wastewater in Avon, Mass.
Refer to Finance Committee.
We have the same order for the principles mentioned for water.
Refer to Finance Committee. Any other late files? Councilors, I do just want to take a moment. We have a city council official citation. We all know Reverend Michael Walker of Messiah Baptist Church. He's a great friend of this council and a great friend of this community. And after 35 years, Reverend Walker is retiring and his family is moving back to Texas. I had invited Reverend Walker to join us tonight, and Council Beauregard also. Unfortunately, duty calls, and he's at a funeral wake this evening, so he couldn't attend. But we do have a citation. I want to read into the record, and it will be hand-delivered to Messiah Baptist, as Reverend Walker will be relocating next week to Texas. City of Brockton official citation. Be it known that the Brockton City Council hereby extends its congratulations to Pastor Michael W. Walker in recognition of your service to the city during your 35 years of leading Messiah Baptist Church. And be it further known, City Council extends best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the City Council and attested to, and a copy thereof transmitted by the Clerk of the City Council, Mr. Anthony J. Zioli. It's dated September 25th, 2017. On behalf of the City Council, and I know all of us here, past and present members of the City Council, we want to thank Reverend Walker for what he's done to our city and our community, and we wish him all the best in Texas. And again, this citation will be delivered this week, tomorrow. Right, Counselor? Tomorrow.
Yes.
Anything else before us? Counselor?
Just a moment of personal privilege. I just want to let the members of the Ordinance Committee know, October 12th, we will be having an ordinance meeting. The date's kind of important, and I didn't get a chance to run it by everybody, but we need time to advertise certain items for the Ordinance Committee, and we need to finish certain items before the election in November, because there are items that can't be acted on once we become a lame duck council. So, October 12th, at 6 o'clock in this chamber, there'll be an Ordinance Committee meeting.
Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Councilor
just a
Fowler.
point of information to my colleague. I believe October 12th is a date that the Brockton Housing Authority is setting up for candidate forums. Just wanted to make you
You
aware
are
of
correct, the
that.
12th and the 19th. That is correct. We got that information today.
Oh, we did?
I haven't seen that. I just want to make sure if we move it to October 10th, that we have enough time to advertise items.
October 10th, council meeting.
The 10th is a council meeting.
And I'm out of town on the 11th. We'll have to do it the 11th then, Wednesday the 11th. I'll have to change my work schedule.
Thank you,
We'll have to do it on the 11th then.
Thank you, Counselor. Anything else before us? Councilor Beauregard.
Yes, a moment of personal privilege
Yes.
here. 2 things here, a ward meeting Tuesday night, Ward 5, September 26, 7 p.m., Plouffe Academy, 250 Crescent Street. Everyone is welcome, just because it's in Ward 5. Anyone can attend. And also, if you wish to present something, issue a concern, or, other event that you're promoting, give me a call at 774-297-4939. And also, this is the 5th annual Downtown Brockton Fest on Saturday, September 30th from 10 to 4. And there's a whole lot going on, from the collectible cars, classic cars, and toy train show, to music, and arts and crafts and everything, and it's all free. So come on down and join us at City Hall Plaza and Main Street. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Anything else before us? Councilors, I just want to say, as City Council President, I wanted to just follow up from a statement that the Dean, Councilor Iannieri, made at the beginning of the Finance Committee meeting last Wednesday. And as your president that I was elected to serve this year, I'm going to write a letter to Mayor Carpenter, to City Solicitor Nazarella, and to Mr. Marty Brophy relative to the real estate custodian and the acts of what Benjamin Albanese has done. In my humble opinion, it's an insult not just to Dennis personally, but also the role of City Council. And I am going to send a letter as the Council President just indicating that we don't believe, first of all, he was right to do that, number one. He definitely wasn't. He didn't have any approval by our esteemed city clerk to use the city seal. Also, that is not a street. That is just a mere clearing. It's not a private way or a public way. So on behalf of the City Council, I just wanted to let you know, and if you want to talk offline about it, I am going to do that letter in support of our colleague, because it was absolutely wrong what was done, and it was an insult. So just know that we'll be doing that, Mr. Iannieri.
Thank you.
Anything else before us? Meeting's adjourned. Have a good evening.